Hi everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on LEGO Education, CS and AI. My name is Joanne Knight. I'm a LEGO certified trainer. I also work for MTA as a STEM business consultant, and I have been a teacher for over 30 years, but don't tell anyone that. I'm going to show you the kit as a whole, how it pertains to being used in a classroom, because LEGO Education have purposely put these kits out to be used in classrooms with the mainstream teacher, mainstream group of students, to teach them how to code, why we need to code, and giving them a little bit of an insight into AI, and that is hopefully future-proofing them as they move forward in their education. Let's have a look at this. Here is the components of each kit. There are 3 kits, the 5+, the 8+, and the 11+, and each one of these kits obviously has different number of bricks, different hardware. I thought that you would like to have a look at that and see what's included in each one of the kits. Now, the beautiful thing about this is the teacher portal is all free, and I'm going to show you the teacher portal in a minute, but I just wanted to let you know what's in the teacher portal. There's a complete lesson library. Now, this is gold for teachers where we don't have much time, or the other thing is a lot of teachers don't understand coding and how it works. This lesson library not only helps the students, but it helps us as teachers to understand what we're teaching. And you will see that in the facilitation notes. The facilitation notes are absolutely brilliant. They're like lesson plans for teachers, taking you step by step by step through how to teach all the different levels of coding that you need to be teaching. The great thing is that it's curriculum aligned to the Australian Curriculum version 9, New South Wales, Vic and Western Australian curriculum. You can see that the coding canvas is very similar to Scratch, very easy for the students to navigate, and again we'll have a look at that. And there's the AI component there. So let's deep dive more into these kits. The 3 kits are teaching the concepts of coding in your classroom. The 5+ kit goes through these concepts. The 8+ kit covers these concepts. Each unit has 5 lessons in it. And then the 11+ kit covers these concepts. By the time they're using the 11+ kit, even if that's in grade 5 or 6, you would expect then that they understand events and sequences. If they don't, then go back. The lessons are all there. Go back and make sure they have the foundations of coding in events and sequences and loops before you move on. Now, with each unit of work, the approach is 1 model, 2 lessons. So this is fantastic in the classroom because they only build the model once. In lesson 2, they may have to adapt it in some way, but basically they keep that model built. Therefore, you're cutting down the time that it takes them to build, because in some of the builds it's taken 30 minutes maybe or more to make the build. These builds are designed to take between 7 and 10 minutes. Then we move on to the lesson 3 and 4, and you can see that it's scaffolded. All the lessons scaffolded from lesson 1 right up to lesson 4. And then in lesson 5 of this unit on variables, there is a design challenge. Now, there's a design challenge in every one of the units, and this could take up to perhaps 40 minutes, up to 90 minutes, or even further. It depends how far you and your students expand this and do cross-curricular activities related to perhaps variables and what this design challenge is asking you, because it really does link in very well with maths. Obviously, coding is maths. So I'm just going to go now and take you to the teacher portal. Now, the teacher portal is free, and you can find that at legoeducation.com. After this webinar, jump in and have a look at the teacher portal yourself. At the moment, there are 2 kits available, the 8+ and the 11+. The 5+ kit will be available in Australia perhaps end of August. That's what they're looking at now. So that's great for us to have. All the units of work that I just said here and all the concepts are covered down here. If we have a look, for example, at loops, down here there's the first 2 lessons, and you can see that they both talk about dragons. And the second 2 lessons, the build is about a water slide. And then there's your design challenge. Let's just jump into one of the lessons so that I can show you further how this teacher portal works, because like I said to you, for a teacher, it is really invaluable. There's a lesson overview there, the curriculum standards to the Australian curriculum or whatever curriculum, like I said before. Your evaluation rubric is all there ready for you to print out, which is absolutely gold, isn't it? And there's more of a knowledge base there, hopefully to prep you too in terms of thinking about what looping is when you're teaching your students digital technologies. And there's the learning objectives. All right, we come back up here to the facilitation notes. Now, these are the this is the teacher planner that I was talking about before. Brilliant. Lego work in the 5 E's of learning. It takes you through these 5 E's, but as you're just reading these notes and getting acquainted with what the lesson is, you will see that it gives you questions. It's prompting you as the teacher to ask the correct questions in order to elicit the right response from the students. I love the facilitation notes. I've done quite a few of these builds, and in the 11 plus there was something that I thought, how would I introduce this to the students? Jumped on the facilitation notes and could understand that without a problem. It wasn't difficult. Now, the classroom presentation for the students, very well set out. Again, you're talking to the students about their learning objectives, and then it gives you the engaging prompt for the lesson. Now, here you will see sometimes the words are highlighted. This is because it's vocab that the students may not know. Then you introduce that vocab and discuss it. Now, as we move on, each one of these kits is designed for 4 students to use. Now, the reason being is that the build is quicker, but more than that, the students are engaged. They're collaborating, they're communicating, they're using all their social skills of sharing and problem solving together. Within the kit, each student takes the role of either the green minifig, the blue minifig, etc., and they only build what is there, say, for the green minifig. There'll be a section for the green minifig to build just that part. The blue minifig person will build their part. At the end, they all come together and you put all of those parts together to make the appropriate creation that you're making for that lesson. Therefore, it's much quicker in terms of building, and like I said, they're collaborating, which is beautiful. All right, and there's the build, and you get a timer that comes up here. This timer is fantastic. I've used this in a classroom and the students were continually looking at it to make sure they had their build ready on time. All right, now it prompts you with just a little bit of code to talk to the students about, to prime them for what's coming when they move on to the coding canvas. And here they go, moving on to the coding canvas. So they plug this number into their coding canvas and away they go. Now it's asking them to explore a little bit further and elaborate, and then it talks about the lesson cleaning up and everything finishing. So really good teacher portal. Along with the teacher portal, we have the coding canvas, which I'm going to show you now. And here is the coding canvas. Okay, so the coding canvas is here for you. Now, the good thing about the canvas is you only receive the blocks over here for the lesson you're doing. So this lesson is the dance trainer. There are the blocks that the students will need for that lesson. However, if you wanted them to see all the blocks, of course, you can do that as well and add all the blocks. But to begin with, I think it's fantastic that they get to see just the blocks that they need to use. It's not confusing for them. The lesson is made easy for them and they can work out what blocks they might need. Connection is very easy. There are connection cards in each kit. When you want to connect, you'll see this as you use the kit. You choose the color card that you're going to connect with, and then it takes you through to the Bluetooth to pair them and connect. Once they are connected, it will come up here and say that they are connected. Here is the AI part of the pose classification, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let's head back now to the AI input. There are 3 inputs that the students learn as they progress through these kits. 5+ kit, you can see there it says that there's pre-trained classifier, Then we use the custom classifier, and then the students are using the body sensing AI tool. You're probably thinking, what does that mean? Let's have a look at each one of these classifiers. You can see here that this is the pose classifier, and look at my pose there. It's students' pose actions with the camera, and it tracks the pose by showing different poses. All right, and then on the code, it says here, when arms are detected, when arms are up, the robot will start moving forward. When the student puts their arms down, the robot will stop moving. As you will notice here, you can't see my face, which is probably a good thing, but you can't see my face. It's all shadowed out, which is perfect for safety. And that's what LEGO education is all about, the students being safe in this space. Nothing is saved externally. The only way that the students or you yourself can save is on the local laptop that they're using. So I can save this into my laptop, but it goes no further. And again, like I said, excellent that you can't actually see my face. Now, the next part of the AI is the custom classifier. And if you see here, you'll see that I'm about to put my hands on my head, and then it's going to start taking photos of what I'm doing. I'm posing in front of the camera, and it'll trigger different events on your coding canvas, which you can ultimately then use to move the build that the students have done. Now I'm going to put my fists together. I will have two different poses in my coding canvas. My fists are together, and here we go, training the classifier that when I put my fists together, something happens, whether the model goes up or down or spins around, whatever I've said that will happen when I go into my coding canvas. And the other part of the AI tool is the body sensing tool. So this takes measurements like angles, coordinates, and distance between 2 points. You can see the distance there between my right wrist and my left wrist. And then it's constantly measuring that distance, and so that allows the code to run motors faster or slower, up or down, depending on the code and depending on the build. Remember that it's curriculum-aligned learning goals for computer science, or we call it Digitech here, 45-minute lessons, and it is made for the mainstream classroom. And it's designed for whole teaching because the students are in groups of 4. You can teach a whole classroom, no problem at all. And they love it because, again, who doesn't love building with Lego? They've got the coding component of it. They can see their builds moving, and then they've got the AI component as well. Thank you for watching this today. If you would like any more information, there's all my information on the screen. Please reach out and email me. If you would like to see a loan kit, I will then get you in touch with your local rep, and we'll get a loan kit out to you so that you can have a little trial and see how fantastic this computer science and AI kit would be at your school. Thanks very much. You've got this.